Well, what's going on YouTube? Hey, I'm Jason Irish. Thanks for clicking on another Dirt Road Outdoors TV video. If you're new to this channel, we are a hunting, fishing, outdoor lifestyle channel. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you go down and subscribe to our channel. Let's go hog hunt.
Out here, where the dirt road ends, you'll find these guys. Locked, loaded, and ready for whatever comes their way. Are you ready?
If you ain't trigger happy, then you better start packing, 'cause it's time to kill 'em all. We'll be here all fall. I'm big buck bound. Call 'em up and shoot 'em down. Me and the boys are gonna run this town hunting. Dirt roads, nothing but the best. To bite the crack, it don't expecting nothing less than a front leg, forearm shiver. Gonna throw 'em in the backfield like a NASCAR winner. I'm gonna have to admit, heart's been sold. I ain't hunting nothing else but that dirt road.
This is Dirt Road Outdoors TV.
Well, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Dirt Road Outdoors TV. This week we're down in Northeast Texas. We're going up in the sky with sky hunters. We're going helicopter hog hunting. Gonna take an old notch off the bucket list. Can't wait to get down there and meet up with my buddies Rick Carpo Sr. and Little Ricky. It's gonna be a fun episode. Well, the journey begins again. I am leaving the frigid north of Minnesota, en route to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Pick up a couple buddies of mine, Big Rick and Little Ricky Carpo. We're gonna go meet up with the guys from Sky Hunter tomorrow, and we're gonna do a helicopter hog hunt. Really looking forward to it. Be the first time ever flown in a helicopter, so I don't know, things could get interesting. But right now it is been really cold in Minnesota. It's gonna feel good to get down somewhere you don't need to have a jacket on all the time. So we'll check back in with you when we arrive at the airport. We pick up the Carpos.
Now that I'm becoming older in life, I got a bucket list. So one of the things on my bucket list was to shoot hogs out of a helicopter.
There's an estimated 5 million feral hogs in the United States and over 2.5 million in Texas alone. So really the only way to keep the population in check is using these helicopters to control the population. So I'm in the pickup, heading to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, pick up the Carpos, and we'll be hunting these hogs in the morning.
Finally made it to Texas. We landed at about 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. Jason pulled up out front of the airport, hopped in, headed down to the lodge.
So we did our research. Sky Hunter seemed to be the best out here in Northeast Texas. Accommodations are second to none. So you feel right at home. Food's great. People are great. So we made the best decision.
Well, after getting a belly full of food, it was time to hit the hay, get up bright and early, meet up at the hangar, and get this party started.
My name is Chris Hitt. I'm the owner of Sky Hunter Outfitters. We're located about an hour and 10-minute drive northeast of Dallas-Fort Worth. We're located in Honey Grove, Texas, and we do helicopter hog flights. And we're flying about 220,000 acres of farmland right along the Red River bordering Oklahoma. Helicopter hog eradication is a program that was started in 2011. It was passed by Texas legislature as the pork chopper bill, and the program is basically set up so that paying gunners, sub-agent shooters, can come out and take part in this program and help farmers in Texas and landowners in Texas mitigate hog damage by reducing their numbers.
You put your life in your pilot's hands today. That's what happened.
Now, you put your life in Jason's hands and see a ring throw.
All right, we just got done with the 15-minute training class on how to shoot the guns, when to shoot the guns, how to step out of the helicopter. So we're all ready to go. The Carpo boys are up first. I'm running the camera. Let's put this bird in the sky.
Hopefully being a law enforcement officer and using, long rifles, AR-15s, should help me out a little bit, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot different experience than shooting standing on the ground at a moving object.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long. We were on our first group of pigs. They were in some pretty heavy brush. We had to try to work them out into an open field so the guys could start shooting.
A little bit skeptical. I never shot an AR before. My son did. He's a police officer. So I was nervous. Get up there, you hear that bolt slap, and you see your first pig, and just pull the trigger, and just bullets flying everywhere. Awesome.
You know, it's fun watching the first couple hogs hit the ground. I can tell you one thing, it's gonna be a fun day.
Well, I think it's going to take a little getting used to these guns, but we'll figure it out. This segment of Dirt Road Outdoors TV is brought to you in the memory of Hunter Wayne Burgo. Gone too early, but never will be forgotten.
First morning, I was nervous. Never flying in a helicopter, picking up a weapon that I never fired before was definitely a challenge to me. As the day progressed, we got used to the rifles. It became a lot of fun.
You know, one of the cool things about hunting out of the helicopter, you're also able to shoot coyotes. So we've seen a few coyotes, and every time we've seen one, we were throwing bullets at them.
You know, the next critter was a coyote, probably a 40, 50-pound dog running across the wide open field. And I don't know how, but he avoided about 50 shots and made it on his way.
You know, they might have let that first coyote get away, but they got revenge on the second one. Well, it's time to go back, refuel up the helicopter, get some more ammo, and rotate seats. Looks like I'm up to bat.
I don't know how, but I got demoted to cameraman, so for the next hour I'll be running it for Jason.
Well, I'm all strapped in. We're ready to go. We got the green light. We're taking off. You know, and I've never even shot an AR before, so this will be the first time ever shooting an AR, so it could get a little interesting. And I tell you what, it ain't going to take long because we've seen a big group of pigs when we were coming back in to refuel. So hopefully at the first 5 minutes, we'll be on some hogs.
It took like an hour, to get comfortable with a weapon that you never shot before. But once you get used to it, if you're a shooter, you'll realize when you pull the trigger, bacon's rolling over.
Well, it took us probably 8 to 10 minutes, but we just found that big group of hogs. We're getting the helicopter in position. Now it's time for us to make the shots. I'll tell you what, it's a lot harder than it looks. I think we just scared that first group. Well, it turns out there's still one more big old boar hog heading across the field. We swing the helicopter around. Now it's time for me and Big Rick to light him up. Man, you want to talk about fun. All right, got the first hog under my belt. Let's go find another group of pigs.
So once we got up in the air, you can see everybody's backyard. Everybody in Texas has a deer stand, a feeder. So it's truly amazing what you can see from up in the air. You see everything. And like you'll see vehicles and tractors, they look like toys. It's amazing, but you can see why there's so many pigs, because there's so many places from the hide. It's all swamp. Definitely pig area.
Well, we probably flew for another maybe 10, 15 minutes, covered a lot of country, and come around this big bend, and all of a sudden Chris spotted another big group of pigs. I think there's probably at least 30 to 40 pigs there. Looks like game on. Wouldn't you know it, the biggest group of wild pigs I've ever seen in my life, and we come up on them and I've only got 8 shots in my clip. Run out of ammo right away, I'm panicking, trying to get another clip in there while Big Rick's still just hammering away. Well, luckily, I was able to get a clip in. Chris gets the helicopter back around, kind of gets the group back together, and we wear them out. Tell you what, that was so much fun. Let's go check out a second camera angle of that last little barrage. Now it's time to go pick off the stragglers. You know, when it was all said and done, you can see that there's 10 different pigs laying dead on the ground right there. You want to talk about a fun couple minutes. This segment is brought to you by Love of the Hunt Outfitters, New Mexico's premier big game outfitter.
You know, the first group of hogs we came upon, about 30 pigs in there. And man, I'll tell you, it's fun. Your adrenaline starts pumping, you see those pigs running, and then Chris says, make it ready. And when he says shoot, it's all over.
You know, you sit there and you're riding, and all of a sudden Chris will say, safety off, going hot. You got to jump out on the runner board. You lean out the helicopter, and you got to depend on that strap because you're hanging out in midair with an AR and just opening fire. It's no experience like it.
You know, it was fun having a competition with my dad, seeing who can outdo each other, but I can tell you one thing, I think it turned out in a tie.
You know, I've hunted hogs in Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, Texas, Mexico, and even Pennsylvania. And, you know, we've shot them with almost every weapon you can imagine, whether it's a bow, a crossbow, a rifle, a shotgun, a muzzleloader, or a pistol. You know, we've even took them with spears, but, you know, there's nothing that compares to getting up in a helicopter, putting an AR in your hand, knowing you got 30 rounds, coming up on a big old group of pigs. I mean, it's just something that everybody should at least try once. Well, we just got back from a quick lunch break. Big Rick's gonna be in the front, I'm in the back shooting. Got little Rick running the camera again. Let's go find some more hogs. You know, we probably flew for another 18, 20 minutes to finally found some more hogs. Let's slow it down and watch that headshot one more time. Tell you what, we are having a ball down here at Sky Hunter Outfitters in Hunting Grove, Texas.
You know, it's just as much fun watching them guys shoot through the camera. Not really.
In a 2-hour flight package, you can probably expect to see between 30 and 60 pigs total. An opportunity to shoot it between 30 and 60 pigs. However many of those that you shoot, that's up to you. Yeah.
You know, just because you see pigs don't mean you're going to shoot at them either, because there were several times where we've seen big groups of pigs on pieces of ground where Sky Hunter Outfitters didn't have permission to shoot either. Well, we probably flew for another 5-10 minutes, seeing a couple other groups that were off limits, but finally we found some that are on ground. We can shoot them. Let's get this helicopter in position and see if me and Big Rick can get the job done. Well, it turns out to be two hogs. There's a red hog and a black hog. Let's see if we can get them both. Man, you gotta love it when a plan comes together. Let's slow it down and watch that one more time. All right, we're down to the last hour down here in Texas. Big Rick gets out of the helicopter. He's done. So it's just me and little Ricky. That means there's no cameraman. So we're going to be 100% relying on our GoPros and Garmin cameras to catch this action this next hour.
You know, that last hour, just me and Jason went up, Dad stayed back, and it was 5 minutes in, we came up on these two coyotes just right across the straight open field. You know, the first one went down, we saw it go under a tree, lay up. So we circled back around, tried to push the other one out, and before we even did that, he came out in the open field by himself without our help. Second coyote started running across that field, and Chris got us in a good position. Me and Jason both shot at the same time, and he did a roll.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got these guns figured out, and them coyotes didn't stand a chance.
Man, we lit him up.
You know, after we shot them coyotes, we had to cover a lot of ground before we found that first group of hogs. It's a big old group, but they're right on the fence line to where we can shoot and where we can't shoot. So we got to try to corral them on our side of the fence and try to get a few shots off. Well, it turns out we didn't do so good on that last group of pigs.
You know, all in all, I think it met our expectations. We ended up with about 38 hogs at the end, 4 coyotes. So it's definitely something I want to do again. Definitely something you guys should try.
I mean, the whole reason I'm here is because of my son, my friend Jason Irish. He's like a son to me also. So it's all about the outdoors, and I get to spend alone time with my son. You know, I'm getting older, so every moment counts to me, and just friends in the outdoors, it don't get no better. So I already made up my mind. It'll be Sky Hunter again next year because the way they treated us, you know, that you can go to a lot of places and never get treated like this. So I will be back with my friend, and can't wait.
You know, I would say definitely one of the funnest hunts I've ever been on in my life. And, you know, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, the information is right there. If you're interested in coming on a hunt down at Sky Hunter Outfitters, you know, give Chris a call. Check out their webpage. You know, come down and have a hunt of a lifetime just like we did.